4, 3, 2, 1. Head pressed.
Japan's dropping flying cars into city traffic and testing seaweed-powered jets that might crush a Tokyo to Paris flight in under 3 hours. Sounds fake? It's not.
The idea of catching a quick, affordable flight to your next destination in an urban air taxi may be closer than you think. This is Midnight, the first production model aircraft from Archer Aviation.
One of these machines literally lifted off using a PlayStation-style controller, and another survived landing in waves taller than most houses. And just when you think it can't get crazier, wait till you see the tiny rocket-powered spaceplane or the silent helicopter that can land in a storm without rattling a single tree. Number 14. Archer Midnight. So, Japan's about to flip the entire idea of airport shuttles on its head. And it's all thanks to a strange-looking flying machine that doesn't even try to look like a jet. Meet the Archer Midnight. They call it a city hopper jet, but don't let the name fool you. This thing isn't crossing continents. In November 2024, a group called Soracle, a team-up between Japan Airlines and Sumitomo, basically dropped $500 million like it was lunch money to lock down 100 of these eVTOLs, all in prep for Expo 2025 in Osaka, where Midnight's expected to fly actual passengers through the sky. Midnight runs on 12 electric rotors, 6 tilt rotors for liftoff and cruising, 6 fixed for vertical hops, all powered by 6 battery packs. Translation: it doesn't just fly, it glides with surgical precision. 1 pilot, 4 passengers, speeds around 150 miles per hour, all at 2,000 feet in the air. Charging time? 10 minutes flat. And if you're wondering if this thing actually works, it already flew in Japan's Abu Dhabi-style test zone back in July 2025. Hit speeds, beat the heat, handled humidity. But here's the twist. It's not a supersonic jet. It's a clean, whisper-quiet air taxi. Now that brings us to the next bird trying to make personal flying a normal Tuesday. Number 13. SkyDrive SD05 Flying Car. Now, if Archer Midnight feels like the Uber Black of the sky, then the SkyDrive SD05 is more like the flying Prius. Quiet, clean, and built to slide through city air like it belongs there. And the best part? It doesn't even try to be flashy. It just works. Back in September 2022, SkyDrive Inc. unveiled a sleek white design with 12 rotors, a 2-passenger seat layout, and smooth S-curves inspired by, you guessed it, actual birds. But this isn't just another science fair prototype. By March 2024, SkyDrive and Suzuki had built their first full model in Iwata City. Fast forward to April 9th, 2025, and it lifted off from the Expo Vertiport in Osaka, fully remote, guided by software alone, flying for 4 minutes at 5 meters up. Not a flex flight, a real one. This eVTOL has a takeoff weight around 1,400 kilograms and cruises up to 60 miles per hour, covering up to 25 miles. 0 emissions. 0 panic if one rotor fails, because the onboard computer rebalances everything in milliseconds. And yeah, it's so clean and user-friendly that it snagged the IF Design Award in 2023. Some folks online like to pretend it drives like a car, too. But that's future talk. The SD05 flies. That's it. And that's where Japan's next leap takes us. Off the ground and straight into hypersonic territory. Number 12. Zero-emission hypersonic transport. Meet ZEST, short for Zero-Emission Hypersonic Transport. Sounds like sci-fi, right? But this thing's story actually started way back in June 2011 at the Paris Air Show. That's when JAXA and EDIAS dropped the first concept. A plane that flies from Tokyo to Paris in 2.5 hours. No emissions. Seaweed-based biofuel. Cruising at Mach 4.5. Here's how wild this gets. It starts with turbofans for takeoff, kicks into rocket boosters at Mach 2.5, and then punches it with scramjets all the way up to the edge of space, 32 kilometers above the Earth. That's nearly triple the height of your average commercial jet. But before you go thinking it's vaporware, the science is stacking up. From the low boom shaping tests in the Descend program to the reboot drop tests that started in 2024, JAXA's been quietly shaping shock waves to sound more like a car door thud than a cannon blast. No deafening booms, just a soft whisper in the sky. Now, myths say it'll hit Mach 6 or run on magical hydrogen by 2030. But that's all noise. What's real? A roadmap. Mach 1.6 first. Seaweed fuel. 50 passengers. Clean air. Silent skies. And just maybe, one day, breakfast in Tokyo and lunch in Paris. Now, while Zest is rewriting how fast we fly, the Mitsubishi AI-driven unmanned jet doesn't fly fast. It flies smart. Number 11. Mitsubishi AI-driven unmanned jet. The Mitsubishi AI-driven unmanned jet isn't loud, it isn't flashy, and it doesn't need a pilot. What it does need is brains. And in late 2024, that's exactly what Mitsubishi Heavy Industries gave it. There are two main versions. First, a lean, stealthy scout jet, packed with synthetic aperture radar and infrared eyes. Second, a slightly larger 6-meter combat model, same base body, just upgraded with stealth skin and modular wings that you can swap out like Lego bricks. No exaggeration. At the Tokyo Aerospace Show in October 2024, the crowd got their first real look at what MHI called the RMDC-20X. The AI onboard identified a pretend Chinese J-20 fighter, sent targeting data to a live pilot, and made decisions on its own. Mid-flight, no joystick, no lag, just raw machine thinking. Now, myths swirl that this thing will carry passengers across oceans someday, but let's keep it real. This aircraft's job is to serve as a loyal wingman in combat, learning, adapting, staying modular, and risking hardware, not lives. It's not a jet for luxury travel. It's a jet for information, speed, and survival. And while this one thinks like a pilot, the MKV, it thinks like a solo commuter, ready to turn your driveway into a launch pad. Number 10. Tetra Aviation MKV Solo Skycruiser. Born in a Tokyo workshop surrounded by hand sketches and carbon fiber, the MKV made its quiet debut after Tetra Aviation stunned the world by winning a $100,000 prize from Boeing's Go Fly competition in 2020. Then in 2021, it hit the stage at Oshkosh Air Venture in Wisconsin. No big sponsors, no PR stunt, just proof of concept, flying. It runs on 32 electric rotors, each one quietly calibrated to lift you straight up like a helicopter and then push you forward like a plane. The range? About 100 miles. The speed? 100 miles per hour. And all that power comes from lightweight carbon fiber and aluminum wrapped around one seat and a software brain. CEO Tasuku Nakai once said, "This is more than a plane. It's time returned to people." And yeah, that's kind of the point. No runways, no gas, just a plug, a backyard, and freedom. Now, some say you can fold this thing up and park it in your garage, but Tetra says not yet. It still needs space to breathe. And just when you think small and sleek is Japan's future, here comes something big, loud, and built to own the skies. Number 9. Mitsubishi FX F3. This one's called the Mitsubishi FX, but everyone just calls it Godzilla. Here's why. Back in 2009, when Japan realized the US wouldn't sell them the F-22 Raptor, they didn't panic. They decided to build their own 6th-generation stealth fighter instead. And not just another fast jet. This one would be smarter, stronger, and powered by engines so advanced they'd melt steel, if not carefully cooled. By October 2020, Mitsubishi Heavy Industries took the lead. The result? A twin-engine beast, bigger than an F-22, built for longer range and heavier payloads. It runs on 2 XF9 engines that push out nearly 33,000 pounds of thrust each, with afterburners. These same engines also produce 180 kilowatts of electrical power, enough to juice lasers, sensors, and next-gen tech we don't even fully understand yet. Its body is covered in plasma stealth, metamaterials, and radar-eating coatings. The inside, gallium nitride radar, helmet-mounted displays, voice controls, and electric actuators to save weight. It even talks to drones, using the same AI found in that Mitsubishi Loyal Wingman jet. Now, some folks think this thing is already flying secret missions. Truth is, it's still under development. Production is expected by 2031, with full service entry by 2035. Number 8, the ShinMaywa US2. So the FX is built for the skies, but when Japan needs something that can drop into typhoons and drag people out of angry oceans, they call in the ShinMaywa US2.
Japan has been hit by one of its strongest typhoons in decades, leaving more than 200,000 people without power.
It's not a war machine. It's a lifeline with wings. This aircraft first touched down on December 18, 2003, and officially entered service in March 2007. It's a direct evolution of the old US-1 Alpha, but way tougher, way smarter, and designed to land where most planes wouldn't even dare circle. The wings stretch 33 meters across, matched by a 33-meter body, and it's powered by 4 Rolls-Royce AE2100J turboprops, each pumping out over 4,500 horsepower. It cruises at nearly 300 miles per hour and can cover almost 3,000 miles without refuel. But the real magic? Boundary layer control. That tech lets it fly slow, like 90 kilometers per hour slow, and still stay stable enough to land in ocean waves as tall as a house. Its water takeoff needs less runway than a football field. And inside? Fly-by-wire controls, pressurized cabin, room for 20 passengers or 12 stretchers. People say it hides missiles underneath. Nope. Even ShinMaywa said it's difficult to mount weapons. The truth is, this aircraft is about rescue, not war. Only 9 have ever been built, each one a flying lifeboat. Number 7. Mech2 Aurora spaceplane. So after riding waves in the US-2, we now rocket upward, literally, with the Mech2 Aurora spaceplane. This small rocket-powered plane comes from Dawn Aerospace, a team spread between New Zealand and the Netherlands.
The Mech2 Aurora, it's our spaceplane demonstrator, so it's bringing together the performance of a rocket.
It's only about 5 meters long, but don't let the size fool you. In November 2024, the Mech2 broke the sound barrier, hitting Mach 1.1 and reaching over 82,000 feet in altitude. Quietly, it became the first private supersonic spaceplane from New Zealand. And here's what makes it different. It doesn't need launch towers, countdowns, or disposable rockets. It takes off from a runway, flies to the edge of space, nearly 100 kilometers up, then glides back and lands like a regular plane. Within hours, it can go up again. That's right, reusable in the same day. In April 2025, Dawn Aerospace inked a deal with All Nippon Airways Trading to bring this tech to Japan. The goal? Let researchers run microgravity experiments, watch the planet from above, and test future flight tech. Some myths say it'll soon reach Mach 3.5 regularly. Not yet. Right now, it's fast, small, proven, and ready to teach us how spaceflight might actually work day to day. Now, from space planes, let's swing back down to Earth, into the quiet cockpit of Japan's first stealth test jet. Number 6. Mitsubishi X2 Shinshin. The Mitsubishi X2 Shinshin took its first flight on April 22, 2016, lifting off from Nagoya and touching down at Gifu Air Base after a smooth 26-minute test. The jet spans about 14 meters, weighs close to 13,000 kilograms at takeoff, and runs on twin IHI XF5 turbofans that push it past Mach 2 when needed. But what makes it special? Control. Three-dimensional thrust vectoring, agile as a gymnast, and its stealth features? Serrated edges, a composite skin that eats radar signals, hidden engine fans, and a special canopy coating that keeps the pilot invisible to tracking systems. Inside, it's pure science. AESA radar, fiber optic fly-by-wire, infrared sensors, and even a system that can detect surface damage and fix itself mid-flight, digitally adjusting controls to keep things stable. Only one X2 was built, and it flew just 34 times before testing wrapped in 2018. But this bird wasn't built to fight. It was built to teach, and everything it learned helped shape the much bigger FX Godzilla jet, now in development. Now, while the X2 Shinshin was designed to slip past radar, the Kawasaki P1 is built to find everything. Above water, below water, all of it. Number 5. Kawasaki P1. The P1 first took flight on September 28, 2007.
The prototype of the aircraft, called XP1, made its first flight on September 28, 2007.
And officially joined the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force in March 2013. Unlike other patrol planes, it wasn't converted from a passenger jet. It was born to patrol, and it shows. At 38 meters long with a 35-meter wingspan, it carries 4 IHI F7 engines.
The F710 turbofan engine of the aircraft was indigenously developed by IHI.
Each pushes out around 13,000 pounds of thrust, but with 5 to 10 decibels less noise than older planes. That matters, because when you're hunting subs, silence is power. Inside, it's a full-on electronic brain. Fly-by-light controls that avoid interfering with sensors, Toshiba AESA radar with full 360 vision, infrared cameras, and even a magnetic anomaly detector in the tail that sniffs out underwater metal. It carries between 37 and over 100 sonobuoys, depending on the mission, and can also drop torpedoes, depth charges, and harpoons from internal and external hardpoints. Now, myths say the P1 was supposed to replace every older patrol plane and hit 100 units. In reality, Japan's got about 33 in service, and more are coming slowly. Number 4. Honda Jet Elite 2. Next up is the Honda Jet Elite 2, and yes, that Honda, the car company. Turns out, they don't just make Civics, they make jets too. And this one, it's a straight-up masterpiece. The story goes back to 2006, when Honda Aircraft Company launched with a small team and a huge dream. By October 17, 2022, at the big aviation show in Orlando, the Elite 2 made its official debut. And it didn't just show up. It flexed. Fastest, highest, farthest in its class. 485 miles per hour, 43,000 feet, and over 1,500 nautical miles of range.
The new Honda Jet Elite 2, the range is 1,547 nautical miles.
But the real magic? It's the over-the-wing engine mount. Sounds weird, works wonders. Lifts drag, lowers noise, frees up cabin space. Combine that with a carbon composite body and natural laminar flow wings.
We have a carbon fiber fuselage, tip to tail. We have aluminum wings and aluminum empennage.
And you've got a jet that sips fuel and slices through the sky like butter. Inside, total calm. Swiveling leather seats, marble-topped lavatory, skylit cabin, 62 cubic feet of storage. And the cockpit? Garmin G3000 tech with autothrottle, emergency autoland, and other futuristic toys most light jets only dream about. People once mocked the engine placement, said it'd ruin performance. Honda proved them wrong. This bird is the real deal. And speaking of legendary birds, the NAMC YS11 is the one that first carried Japan's post-war dreams into the sky. Number 3. NAMC US11. This is where the NAMC YS11 comes in, Japan's very first domestically built airliner after World War II. The story began in 1954 when the Ministry of Trade brought together top manufacturers, Mitsubishi, Kawasaki, Fuji, and others, under the name NAMC. Their goal? Build a turboprop that could carry about 60 people, fly far, and handle short runways. By August 30th, 1962, the first YS-11 took flight from Nagoya Airport. But like most firsts, it wasn't perfect. Early test flights showed vibration and steering problems. Still, after adjustments, it was certified by Japan in August 1964 and by the US a year later. It cruised around 330 miles per hour at 31,000 feet, powered by 2 Rolls-Royce Dart engines with 2,200 horsepower each. Its range? Almost 2,000 miles. It served airlines across Japan, Southeast Asia, and even the US, where Piedmont Airlines flew 21 of them.
Passengers have got to know that they come first, that everyone at Piedmont cares about them.
Praising it for mountain performance. By 1974, 182 units were built. And while the program lost about $600 million and NAMC eventually folded, the YS-11 proved Japan could build world-class airliners again. Some are still flying 60 years later. And from that humble legacy, Japan built something that looks like it came out of a spy movie. A helicopter called the Ninja. Number 2, the Kawasaki OH-1 Ninja. Built for surveillance, speed, and silence, the Kawasaki OH-1 Ninja is the first helicopter Japan developed entirely on its own, and it looks every bit the part. Its first flight took place on August 6, 1996. It officially entered service in January 2000, and from the start, the Ninja wasn't designed to fight. It was designed to watch. Think narrow body, tandem cockpit, digital displays, and sensors that can see through fog, night, and heat. It's about 12 meters long, with a main rotor span of nearly the same. 2 TS1 M10 turboshaft engines push it to speeds near 170 miles per hour. And it can climb to 16,000 feet, with a range of over 340 miles. All while staying quiet, thanks to its Fenestron tail rotor, which keeps it stable without the usual helicopter scream. Inside the nose, a turret packed with a TV camera, infrared sensors, and a laser rangefinder. It's like flying binoculars. The cockpit runs on digital avionics and autopilot to keep the ride smooth during scouting missions. People thought it was a secret attack chopper, but nope. It only carries small air-to-air missiles for defense. It watches, it listens, it disappears. And speaking of upgrades, the Subaru Bell UHX blends foreign design with Japanese heart, rebuilt for tomorrow's missions. Number 1. Subaru Bell UHX UH2. The Subaru Bell UHX project started with a simple idea. Take the proven Bell 412 EPX and rebuild it in Japan for Japanese missions. Subaru took the lead. The first prototype lifted off on December 25, 2018, above Tochigi Prefecture. 55 minutes of smooth flight later, Japan knew it had something solid. By May 19, 2022, the first production unit was airborne, and by June 30th, It was delivered to the Japan Ground Self-Defense Force with quiet pride. This bird flies with two Pratt & Whitney PT-6 twin-pack engines and a fresh 4-blade rotor system. It hauls up to 12,000 pounds. Glass cockpit? Check. Digital displays? Yep. Safety features include a gearbox that lets the rotor keep spinning even after losing oil, buying the pilot time to land, not crash. Some say it's a brand new Japan-made chopper. Not quite. The airframe's foreign, but the guts are domestic. It's a respectful upgrade, smart, efficient, and tailored for Japan's future needs. Slowly but surely, it's replacing 150 aging helicopters, quietly building a fleet, one unit at a time. So, which one blew your mind the most? Do you think we'll be commuting by air in the next 10 years? Or is this all just hype? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that prove the future's already taking off.